a rainy day here today in Manta, and guess what I have for you? QA-6. Another set of questions. This is questions and answers number 6. And I'm going to tell you about it when I come back. Hey! Roger! Oh, Rocket Chick Roger! Hello there! You guys are doing a really good job answering questions or asking questions. I'm trying to answer them as best as I can. I can't believe that I get so many questions. I'm actually working, even though this is QA number 6, I'm actually working on QA number 9. So I'm going to post these once a week. I was trying to do questions and answers every day, but it's too much work. So I'm going to do once a week, and maybe I'll do another video about something else in between. So anyway, let's get started. This is QA number 6. The first question here is a little bit lengthy, but I'm going to do the best I can. Don, it seems like there is a lot of YouTube chat about inexpensive living in Ecuador, but often there are other personal issues about family and friends that a lot of us are trying to escape from. Do you recommend getting those personal problems dealt with before moving to Ecuador, or just make a break and get out of Dodge? I know that doesn't really have a lot to do with living in Ecuador, but I think it's a great question. It's a great question that's on my channel, and it reminds me a lot of what I went through when I made the decision to move here. My short answer is get all your business taken care of and try to tie off as many ties as you can before you come here, and that way when you do come here, you've left all this behind you. I mentioned in one of the earlier videos that some advice that somebody gave me, that when you arrive at the airport here, as soon as you come through the gate, you leave your past behind, and you're going to start over here in Ecuador or wherever you go. I say get everything taken care of, wipe the slate clean, and you come here with a clear conscience, and you know that you've made your best effort to close off any loose ends, and you can live here without having to worry about all that stuff. I got rid of all my debt. I've tried to make amends to people that I had wronged, which I didn't have to do very much of, but I wanted to make sure that people understood, how I felt about them. And before I left, because I didn't know if I was ever going to be back. I still don't know. So I don't advise just get out of Dodge. I advise try to clean up everything you can with your family and friends, and ask them to find it, ask their maker to give them the gift of acceptance and allow you to move forward and move on with your new adventure without there being any hard feelings or hurt feelings being left behind. That's the best answer I have for that. I hope that helps. Question number 2. Are there any English-speaking AA meetings in Ecuador? I'm going to have to read this here. Yes, there are English-speaking meetings at Presidente Barrero 7-68 between Sucre and Presidente Cordova, 2nd floor, room facing the street. It's an open meeting every day at noon, and this is in Cuenca. I don't know of any in Manta. I'm sure there are. AA is everywhere. I have a link that I'm going to put in the description below to where I got this information from, and there's a lot more information in there about meetings in Ecuador. I'm sure that there's English-speaking AA meetings somewhere in Manta. If not, maybe there should be. I don't know. I don't go through that. Number 3, how do you mail packages and letters to Ecuador? You don't. There is no postal system here. There's no mail system here. You get stuff here by have it milled, shipped through a shipping courier service like USA Valet. See my video, getting goods shipped to Ecuador via USA Valet. I produced it on September 3rd. There's several others. You can look in Google and look for shipping services to foreign countries from the United States. There's a lot of them. They usually charge so much per pound. They may have a minimum charge, anywhere from $8 to $10 a pound. I've had everything that I've had shipped here recently, even stuff that I've bought from Amazon, I had shipped via USA Valet. It takes about 3 weeks to get everything here, and it's economical. And the best way to do it when you're here and you want to get stuff sent here, do like I do and pool it. Get other people that need things shipped and try to ship them all to the same address and have them brought in here, and you guys split the cost. That's the way I've done with several of my Amazon orders, and it's the smart way to do it. You know, we get stuff done, sent here for pennies on the dollar. I remember sending the first set of paperwork I sent here from Phoenix. I shipped it with DHL, and it cost me $107 for 7 sheets of paper. Ridiculous. So, see my video on getting goods shipped via USA Valet. They're in Miami, Florida, and they've done very well by me. I've had no problems getting what I need. If you don't do that, there's always people that are coming here, and you can find friends. Get on Facebook, get on any of the local Facebook pages, and just ask people, you know, anybody in the States coming in, you know, don't ask them to bring a refrigerator, but, you know, little stuff. Camera, you know, just looking around for samples of stuff. Broom. No, don't ship a broom, okay? All right, so that's my answer on that. Number 4, do you need a license to fish with a rod and reel there? So I recently inquired, I'm going to have to read this. I recently inquired of a number of Ecuadorians on the same subject. My understanding is that there is no fishing season as in the U.S. No license required. Few Ecuadorians actually fish, I've been told. Well, I've seen tackle for sale. If you have some favorite stuff, you can bring it. The main inland quarries and rivers and lakes are trout, which there are plenty, but you may have to get away from cities to get clean water to fish. That's actually not what I wrote. That came out of Expat Exchange magazine. I'll put a link to that in the description. My understanding is that the only place you really have to have any licensing for fishing around Ecuador is when you're out in the ocean and you're doing commercial fishing. I don't believe they don't have a game and fishing department here like they do in the United States. You can fish in the lakes up in the mountains. There's trout up there. There's all kinds of fishing. I've never seen anybody fishing from the beach like we see in the States, where they got the big long poles, and I've not seen that here at all. I don't know if you can see behind me right now, but there's always boats out there fishing, but they're all offshore. So I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, no, you don't need a fishing license. Come on down. Number 5, is abortion legal in Ecuador? The answer I got on that is only in special circumstances. There are no abortion clinics in Ecuador. Special circumstances, rape, incest, I guess that would be rape too, I guess. Serious medical consequences, you know. But just to go and have an abortion because you don't want a baby, you can't do that here. I'm sure somebody is going to perk up and have something to say about that. That's my best answer is what I have right now. Number 6, are there any reckless drivers there? There sure are. They're called taxis. Come go for a ride. You owe it to yourself when you come here, first day you're here, well, you probably will anyway, take a taxi ride. Yeah, I see so much reckless driving, but guess what? I haven't been in a wreck yet. I saw one. I was kind of the cause of one because I was crossing the street and people stopped, and then somebody plowed into somebody, and I ran like hell and got out of there. But yeah, there's reckless driving. I mean, they don't have any traffic laws here. I mean, just about everywhere you look, you see nothing but reckless driving, but no wrecks. So they know something that we don't. We have all these traffic laws in the states and stripes and rules and signs, and we have wrecks everywhere. Number 7, do Ecuadorians smoke a lot? I see more expats smoking than I do Ecuadorians. Cigarettes are fairly cheap here, but even at that, most Ecuadorians don't pay for them. They can't afford them. When you're living on $400 a month, I guess smoking is probably not a priority. I very seldom see anybody smoking anywhere, and when I do, it's usually an expat. It's not allowed in most public places, even though I don't know about clubs and bars. I don't go to clubs and bars because of the pandemic. I'm gonna find out one of these days, I'm sure. Number 8, is there anything in particular related to living in Ecuador that changed your sleep habits from retirement in the U.S.? Yes, noise. Noise has changed my sleep habits, but I'm retired. I don't let it bother me. If I get awakened in the middle of the night at 2 o'clock in the morning by a boom box that's in the back of somebody's car as they drive by, I just go back to sleep. But yeah, you're right. I mean, I take a nap every day in the afternoon because I don't really get. Well, some nights I don't get a full night's sleep. Most nights I do, you know. But all in all, there's a lot of circumstances that affect that because I'm retired. I don't have a schedule. I don't have to get up and go to work, so I just kind of sleep when I want to, and if I don't sleep, I just don't worry about it. Okay? I don't know if you can hear that bird, but it's getting on my last nerve. It's a pretty little black bird. These guys, Santorini's right over there, and it's all mirror on the outside, and these little black birds fight themselves in the mirrors. And they sing and whistle, and they're loud. Number 9, when you send documents in to be apostilled, do they need to be originals or can they be copies, like birth certificates? No, they have to be the original. The whole purpose of getting anything apostilled is to authenticate it and to know that it's real. Ecuador does not want a copy of anything. They want the original stuff. You go and get them apostilled, then you take them to your attorney. Anything that they take to that you have to use, of course, it varies by state too. I was not asked for my birth certificate, but all the documentation that I submitted for my application was returned to me. So, yeah, it does. You don't use copies. Don't send copies off to get apostilled. They'll just be sent right back to you, and you'll waste your money. Your $7 or $8. 10, the last question. What are the international food options? My wife and I enjoyed a wide variety of restaurant cuisines. We shop between Chinese, especially Sichuan and dim sum, Korean, Japanese, Vietnamese, Italian, Thai, Ethiopian, Middle Eastern, Indian, Mexican. We also like seafood. Well, you come here and you'll get some seafood. And vegan restaurants. We are spoiled here in the San Francisco Bay Area. What's the restaurant scene like in Manta? Kind of like San Francisco. You can get Ecuadorian, Mexican, Italian, Indian, KFC, Pizza Hut, food court, American food. You get a good variety of stuff here. One thing that you won't find a lot of here is junk food. So you're not going to look on the street corner and see Carl's Jr. on that corner, Kentucky Fried Chicken on this corner, McDonald's over here, and Wendy's over here. You're not going to see that here. So there is a good mixture of food here. The cuisine here is awesome. There's some great restaurants. On my birthday this month, we went to an Indian restaurant, and I had Indian food that I thought was every bit as good, if not better, than Indian food that I had back in the States. That's why our 10 questions for QA number 6. Keep them coming, folks. I love doing this research for you and finding out everything that I can. And if you have any more questions, you can send them to me. By the way, I was going to say, if you have personal questions, that you don't want the public to read, which I can understand, send me an email, and I'll try to answer it as best I can and be as anonymous as possible. Okay? Have a nice day from Monte, Ecuador. It's been raining most of the day. My porch is wet. It looks to me now like the sun's trying to come out. Thanks for watching. Hey, why are you running? You okay? Somebody chasing you? It's only 7 a.m.